Imagine a cold, silent morning in the heart of New York City, a place where millions of dreams rise and fall every single day. And right there, in a tiny apartment on the fifth floor of an old brick building, lived a young man named Daniel Rivers, a 29-year-old American who once believed he would achieve something great in life, but now found himself stuck in a cycle of failure, disappointment, and uncertainty, wondering every night what went wrong and why success felt so far away. And on this particular morning, with icy wind hitting the windows and the distant sound of traffic hum beneath the city's noise, Daniel sat at the edge of his bed, staring at the floor and thinking about how life had become nothing more than a routine. Wake up, scroll through social media, compare himself with people winning at life, go to a job he hated, come home exhausted, and repeat the same loop over and over, feeling smaller every day. And the weight of all his failures pressed against his chest like a ton of bricks, because only a year ago he had lost his job at a tech company during layoffs, then lost his girlfriend who said she needed someone more stable, and then his best friend moved to another state, leaving Daniel alone with bills stacked on the table, the landlord's warnings slipping under his door, and the constant fear of being completely left behind. But life has a strange way of testing people right when they are closest to giving up. And Daniel didn't know it, but today was going to be the day everything changed for him. The day he discovered a truth that most people never learn in their entire lifetime, that breakthroughs don't come after years of planning. They come after one small decision made in a moment of courage. And it all started when he received a message from an old high school teacher, Mr. Thompson, a man who had once told Daniel he had greatness inside him. And the message said, "There's a community challenge happening this weekend, a 10-mile run for mental health awareness. I remember you used to run. Maybe this is something you should try." And Daniel almost laughed out loud because he hadn't run in years. He was out of shape, could barely climb 2 flights of stairs without breathing heavily. But something about the message made him pause, because deep down, he knew he couldn't keep living life the way he was living. He needed to shake himself out of this rut. And with no plan, no preparation, and no confidence, he signed up for the race, surprising even himself. And when Saturday morning arrived, he stood at the starting line, surrounded by thousands of people, young, old, fit, overweight, excited, nervous, but all of them showing up with the same hope, that they could push themselves beyond their limits. And as the countdown began, Daniel felt fear wrapping around him like a tightrope, whispering that he would fail, that he wasn't ready, that he wasn't good enough. But before he could overthink, the air horn blasted and everyone began running, their feet pounding against the pavement, the sound echoing through the chilly morning air. And Daniel started strong in the first mile, fueled by adrenaline. But by mile 2, his breath turned heavy, his legs felt like they were filling with lead, and doubt began creeping into his mind like a dark cloud, telling him he should stop before he embarrasses himself, telling him he should quit like he had quit so many times before. And at mile 4, he slowed down to a walk, then stopped completely, leaning over with his hands on his knees, gasping for air and thinking, "I knew it. I knew I couldn't do this. I can't finish, I can't win, I can't do anything right." And as people kept running past him, he felt small and invisible in the massive crowd, the same way he felt in his everyday life. But then something unexpected happened. An older man, maybe in his late 60s, slowed down beside him and said with a calm yet powerful voice, "Hey son, don't stop now. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, take one step. Just don't stop here. Not now." And those words hit Daniel harder than anything he'd heard in years, because the man was not fast, not athletic, not strong. Yet he kept moving with determination in his eyes. And Daniel felt something awaken inside him, a spark that had been buried under fear, failure, and negativity for too long. So he took a deep breath, straightened up, and took one step forward, and then another, and then another. And soon he was walking again, slowly but steadily. And when his breath settled, he started jogging again, his mind repeating the old man's words like a prayer. Don't stop now. Don't stop now. And mile 5 came. Then mile 6. And although his muscles screamed and his lungs burned, he refused to quit. Not this time, not today. And as he kept pushing himself, a realization dawned on him. This race wasn't about winning. It wasn't about finishing first. It wasn't about proving anything to anyone else. It was about proving to himself that he wasn't as broken as he believed, that he wasn't weak or hopeless, that somewhere inside him was a fighter waiting to rise. And when he reached mile 9, something magical happened. The faint outline of the finish line appeared far ahead, and an overwhelming wave of emotion hit him, because he realized that the finish line had always been there. But he had spent years quitting when things got difficult, quitting when success was only a few steps away, quitting when life demanded patience, endurance, and resilience. And now here he was, closer than he had ever been to proving that he was stronger than every failure, every heartbreak, every disappointment. So with tears filling his eyes and fire burning in his chest, he pushed himself through the last stretch, every step heavier than the last, every breath a battle, but each moment filled with purpose. And when he finally crossed the finish line, he didn't raise his arms in victory. He didn't scream. He didn't collapse. He just stood there, hands on his chest, tears rolling down his face, whispering the words, "I did it. I finally did something. I didn't quit." And that moment changed him forever. Because once a person discovers they can endure pain and push through it, they become unstoppable. And over the next few months, Daniel's life transformed not because opportunities magically arrived, but because he rebuilt himself from the inside out, waking up early, exercising daily, applying to 50 jobs instead of 5, learning skills online for hours every night. And slowly, steadily, painfully, he rebuilt his confidence brick by brick until the world began opening its doors again. And 1 year later, the same Daniel who felt like a failure became a marathon finisher, a marketing executive at a successful company, a mentor to struggling youth, and a voice for people battling depression and self-doubt. And whenever someone asked him how he turned his life around, he always said the same thing. My life didn't change when I finished the race. It changed the moment I refused to stop in the middle of it. And his message, the one he shared again and again, was simple yet powerful. Success is not 5 years away, it's 5 steps away. Most people fail because they quit too early. Don't be one of them. Your breakthrough might be closer than you think. Don't stop now. Not today. Not ever.